All right, I'm going to continue on with a couple more examples, and then I'll give you one to try on your own. This one is an example that's close to the one we just did on the last example, on example one. In this case, they gave us two lines. They show us some points on the line, but they already gave us the equation. So we don't have to use calculator skill 3. All we have to do now is just go type these in the graph. Home, new document, save changes, no, add the graph. And the first one is negative x minus 4. Again, just a reminder, it's f of x equals. And that is the same thing as y equals. So if it says y equals, as it does in this problem, that's just like saying f of x equals. And so you can type it in the calculator right here. Then you hit enter. Then you hit the tab button and type in the second one. 2x. Again, you're just typing what you see after the y. Y is by itself. You just type what's after the equal sign. Enter. And here's the two lines. So are these the same lines as this? No, these cross in quadrant 3. Now, again, whenever you're looking on a test, something you might pay attention to is this goes to negative 8, this goes to 8, positive 8, and negative 8. So you might come in here and change these to 8, negative 8, make your window match what you're seeing on the problem. And so sometimes that'll help you be able to see exactly the same thing you're seeing on the test. All right, so again, this is crossing in quadrant 3, and this one's crossing in quadrant 4. That's not the right answer. So I go on to the second example. Tab, up arrow key. I delete the first problem out, and I'm typing in the second, 2x minus 4. Then up arrow key, I go back to F1. I delete the first answer choice out and type the second, minus x plus 4 on this one. Enter. And no, this crosses in quadrant 1 instead of quadrant 2. All right, so then we go on to the next example or the next choice. Hit tab. Go up to 1. X minus 4. Enter, tab, up. F2, the second equation is minus 2x minus 2. Enter. No, so it's got to be the last one. Tab. This says x plus 4 in the first one, and the second one is negative 2x minus 4. Enter. And there I can see they match. All right. The two graphs match. There's my answer. So again, keyword here is represents. Which one is exactly the same? That's a represents. But it's still a system of equations because there's two equations. All right. Let's look at this one. This one is exactly the same thing, except this time they only gave you two equations, and they want to see them on the graph. And also this time, if you're in my class, you've heard me say they've restricted the calculator. And so before you used to be able just to type in an equation just like this into the calculator and it would graph it for you. But now on the restricted mode, you can only type in y equals or f of x equals. So you have two options here. One option is you can do get y by itself. So you take the first equation and you need to get y by itself. So you're going to move the 2x to the other side and you have to follow the properties of equality. So you subtract 2x to both sides. And so y equals negative 4 minus 2x. Or you can think about moving it across the equal sign. You've got to change the sign of it. So this is the first equation. It's ready to type in the calculator. Home, new document, save changes, no. Add a graph. I have a new problem. So minus 4 minus 2x. That's the first one. So I can see this line looks like, and this line That one doesn't have this line, and that one doesn't have this line, so I can already eliminate 2 answer choices right there. Okay, and then the second one is minus 3y equals 2x plus 12. Again, I've got to get y by itself. This time it's negative 3 times y. So I have to do the opposite, which is divide. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. And y equals 2x plus 12 divided by negative 3. So I go to the calculator, press tab. Control divide gives me that fraction. 2x plus 12 minus 3. Oops. And then go on the bottom, and that's minus 3. Enter. There's my 2 lines. I can clearly see that that's answer choice F. Those 2 match each other. There's the answer. Okay, so that's one method. One method is you've got to get y by itself on both equations. Then you can type it in. Usually that requires 1 to 2 steps to get y by itself. It usually requires 1 to 2 steps. One step is usually moving the x's, and the other step is usually dividing by whatever's in front of y or the coefficient of y. Okay, now the other method is you need to recognize that the solution is where these two cross. So this is 0 and negative 4. So you would just come in here and write these points, negative 3 and negative 2. This is negative 4 and 0. Again, once again, this is x and y. I'm on the x-axis, so the x has value. On this one, the y-axis, the y has value. And then this one's negative 3 and 2. Okay, so the other method in a calculator is to go to the calculate part. You just go to the calculate. You're going to hit menu, algebra, and solve a system of equations. And then we have 2 equations. Our variables are x and y. You click OK. And then you just type them in here. 2x plus y equals minus 4 over negative 3y equals 2x plus 12. And then you just hit, so again, you type the equations exactly like you see them, and you just hit enter. And so that's 0 and negative 4. 0 and negative 4. F, same answer. Okay. So A, if you know how to plot points and you're able to get write the coordinates in here, which you should know how to do. You've been doing that back since 4th grade. X comes first, then Y. You got to go left and right before you go up and down. You can come to the calculator and get the solution, and there's your answer. All right. Here's one for you to try on your own, and then I'll go over it afterwards. Okay, on this one, I would probably home, new document, save changes, no. I would add the calculator, menu, algebra, solve a system of linear equations. Now, I know some of you are on Desmos, so you had to go and find out where they cross each other. Desmos, you're going to have to use that method. But in the calculator, y equals negative, control divide for the fraction, 2 over 3, x plus 2. Then 3x minus y equals minus 13. Enter. And there's your solution, negative 3 and 4. Negative 3 and 4. If you're going to do it in the graph, this one's already y equals. So you can just type in negative 2/3 x plus 2. That one's already ready to type in. Then you have to get the next one. You have to get y by itself. There's 2 steps here this time. First, we have the x's. We have to move them over. When we cross over the equal sign, it becomes negative. That's the same thing as subtracting 3x to both sides. Negative y equals negative 13 minus 3x. Then y is not by itself. There's a negative here, and there's really a negative 1. So we have to divide by negative 1 and negative 1. Two negatives make a positive. So y equals negative 13 minus 3x over negative 1. So you hit tab, control divide, negative 13 minus 3x over negative 1. Enter. Then menu, analyze, yes, and intersection. Click, slide, click, and it gives you the same solution, negative 3 and 4. Negative 3 and 4. So you can do it here. Oh, I deleted the other one. That's why. Okay, I was like, where did it go? Negative 3 and 4.